What's up, Angel City? It's your girl Panda here, ready to bring you some fun news and notes from Angel City and around the league. But first, I am, of course, joined by my favorite podcast partner
Hey,
in
hey, hey,
pod and
hey,
in life.
hey.
What's going on, Nina?
Oh my goodness. I am just trying to bring some positivity to what could otherwise be a very painful podcast.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, we do have some, we have some good things to talk about, but there are definitely some things that I think we would all wish to improve upon going forward, and yeah, we'll get into that. But anyways,
But speaking of
what's
improvements,
what's
we
going
are
on?
actually going to be trying out a little bit of a new podcast format. We're trying to tweak things and really just get into the right groove for us. And one of the things I think we've come to realize is shorter, maybe just a little.
Yeah, I think more precise, maybe to the point a little bit more, and a little less of the stuff surrounding the important bits. Like maybe just the main entree, like forget the sides. We're just going for the meat.
I mean, we'll still have appetizers and dessert,
I love an
but
amuse bouche, you know that.
yeah. But we're gonna, switch it up a little bit. So with this new podcast format that we're trying to rock out, we're really gonna focus in on starting out with your NWSL and women's soccer news and notes, anything that's happening around the league or women's soccer in general. Then we'll get you into a game recap, followed by some quick stats and things like that. And finally, we'll end with some standings, players to watch, and then what we're looking forward to. And never gonna forget the fluff.
And then we're going to all be goldfish for the things that we don't enjoy talking about, or the events that transpired that we were not such big fans of. But anyways, yeah, anything else that you want to kind of like warm everybody up with? Anything going on? Anything exciting in
Ooh.
life?
I mean, I would just want to say, one of the reasons we're making these changes is because we want you to join us on YouTube. We
Yes.
are trying to make all the steps to be more of a live podcast where we can engage with fans online. So we're hoping that you start joining us here in this platform, and we're creating some new fun visuals and things like that. So that way we can really, have a fun pod.
Yeah, so if you are joining us right now as a podcast form, I do encourage you at some point to head on over to the YouTube channel and kind of take a look, because we will have some visuals with things. Just we'll talk about the things that you can see, but I think it's a lot more fun when you can just see them. It all makes a little more sense as opposed to a bunch of words. And then we'll also incorporate video clips and things like that throughout. But honestly, there's just not anything that I really felt like putting into video form this time. So these
Other
are
than
all
me
just
crying in the corner,
yeah, right.
I'm gonna do that live.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna catch a picture of Nina crying at some point, and we are going to use that as it's gonna be like a GIF for us, the crying Nina GIF. But anyways, yeah. So we've kind of introduced you to kind of how we want to do this, and I think what we want to start with is some NWSL updates and some WOSO news. Anything you want to start out specifically, or do you want me to jump into the article that I had posted on here?
Let's go with the article first.
So I found this interesting article, and I know we're all really excited about the Challenge Cup and all the
Are
money
we?
that is out there. Huh?
Are we excited about the Challenge Cup? Because
Okay.
I'm not.
You know how we feel about the Challenge Cup, and how we
Daisy
feel
Cup.
like it served its purpose for what it was, to get things rolling, but now with it being pretty much concurrently with the season, it's just one more opportunity for our players to get injured. And we just NWSL is just not full of like depth upon depth upon depth. And we have definitely fallen victim to the injury bug, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
it just scares you a little bit, because there's hardware at stake, and now there is a lot of money that is at stake. And as good as that seems, like, to step it up to have, like, I think it was $1 million out there for the prize money.
Yeah.
It's all good and everything, but Andy Sullivan actually called this out as frustrating, because, well, it's more than the Shield, and it's more than the NWSL Cup. And I don't. they really didn't like that. Like, it just felt like it was kind of changing the game on what was important.
Yeah.
And I think it was, let me find it here really quick.
I think
Yeah,
it's
just saying
Fishluck says on Twitter also, like, uh, it
it
can't
cannot
be
be.
more.
It can't be. Yeah, we're upping the Challenge Cup. Great. Thanks. Appreciate it. But it cannot be more than the Shield or the actual championship. Those things are elite, and the Shield is literally the toughest thing to do. So, how are you going to overvalue something like this Challenge Cup that is, you know, again, something that was designed to just
Mhm.
almost kind of like get the wheels turning in the professional realm of sports? And now
Yeah.
you're going to overvalue it over the cup and the Shield, which, as they said, the Shield is the hardest thing to get because it shows consistency through the season as a
Mhm.
winning franchise. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, do you agree with them?
I mean, I
What
always
do you?
like more money, but I agree. Like, the Fugazi Cup shouldn't have the largest prize spot. So maybe step it up. I'm not saying lower that. I'm saying elevate everything else, bring everything else up to that par at least. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I,
mean,
I found it. M.A. Vignola was asked in the press conference about the Challenge Cup and her thoughts, and she just kept using the word interesting. It's in the middle of the season.
it
So
is
it will
it's
be
interesting and it's
interesting.
kind of frustrating. And again, with all this prize money weighing on that in a league where money is important, I'm sure there are many people in this league that have second jobs to supplement this because it's not a revenue generating and life sustaining type of revenue for a lot of them. So this is huge. Now you've got people wanting to put a lot more effort into something like the Challenge Cup. And is that really where we want this to go? I mean, is that where we're going to see people getting injured and stuff like this and then not being able to continue through the season and helping their teams win the cup and the Shield? So,
Yeah,
I
we
don't know.
shall see. I'm interested to see how this plays out long term, because maybe it does mean that there's more money coming down the road for the other things. But, for now, we're
Yeah.
just suffering through the Fugazi Cup.
That's what we're going to do. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you are listening right now, hit us up on Instagram, Facebook. I'd say Twitter, but I think I need to find the login for that. But or leave a comment on our YouTube after you have liked and subscribed, and let us know, what do you think about this? What is the resolution? Do we like this? Should we get rid of it altogether? Because I mean, it was
Mhm.
just it's brand new. I mean, it's only like 3 years old now, right? So.
God, has COVID been that long?
Yeah, I mean, it's technically this is the fourth iteration of it. So, because
Yeah.
20, 21, 22, 23. So, anyways, moving on, let's go into some ACFC team news. Would you like to start us off with that, Nina?
Let me give you some amuse bouche to the big ACFC news. Angel City Football Club has announced this week, right? Yeah, this week, that this summer they're actually going to be hosting guests in Australia. Let's remember Women's World Cup playing in Australia and New Zealand. So this summer, Angel City is like, we going too. And they're going to be hosting, and I love this, a Angel City Equity House. It's so
Interest.
cool. So they are going to be talking. It says guests will enjoy world-class women's soccer, attend live events hosted by the club, and participate in volunteer impact opportunities. The events are going to be produced and amplified by Hello Sunshine, which is a US-based media and content company dedicated to female authorship and storytelling across all platforms. This whole event is going to conclude with an amazing Angel City Equity Summit at the Opera House. Like,
Wow.
where do I get my ticket?
Well, that's what I'm asking. How do you get on that guest list? How do you get invited to that? I mean, we could definitely go out there and do some really good content for the World Cup if they would let us. I mean, I'd like to
Step
think that we
one,
could really
get to
pull off
Australia.
something. Yeah, in Australia, I love Australia so much. I'm super jealous of anybody who gets to go there. It was one of my favorite trips for my birthday in 2019. So super cool. I love that they're doing that. And I mean, they're always
So
doing fun
freaking
stuff like
cool.
that. They're always partnering with somebody else. I think they just recently announced they're partnering with the Twinning Project.
Yes, that is the other local ACFC news.
Ooh, go for it, Nina. Keep on rolling with this info.
Yeah, so Angel City has announced a partnership with the Twinning Project to use the power of soccer to tackle reoffending. And for those of you who have worked in anything to do with like youth education or things like that, we know that there are a lot of programs dedicated to keeping kids out of jail and keeping kids out of gangs and things like that. And this partnership is using sports-based intervention programs at the LA County Sheriff's Office, and they're trying to use sports to help prevent people from reoffending and going back to jail. This is literally one of the coolest things. We always talk about how sports can, have this exponential power to educate and improve a person's life. And I love that we are now trying to use this in order to help people, stay out of prison and to put their lives back together a little bit. So this is amazing. Super excited to hear that this is something that Angel City is tackling. This team continues to go further and further and further into the community to try and make an impact.
They always say idle hands are the devil's playground, and I guess it can be said that idle feet could also be. So let's keep them moving, let's keep them doing stuff, and keep them from, encountering things in life that might lead them down the wrong path. Whereas, sports and art, I think, are so much more important than a lot of subjects that are taught in schools. I think that those programs need to always be a mainstay, and that's super exciting. So congrats on that partnership with that project. Now,
but that's not even the biggest Angel City news. Go ahead, Panda, tell them the big news.
Well, obviously the big news, the thing we were waiting for all week to hear, was who was Julie Ertz going to sign with. And, we'd all kind of wondered, we were all kind of hoping. I mean, we knew we had her rights, and just that kind of all evaporated. No one ever talked about it. She never posted about it. It was just like, okay, what's going on? We were all a little confused. And so we weren't really sure. I can't say that anyone felt confident that was how it's going to go.
I felt confident.
Good for you.
I did not.
I had no idea. You never know.
We were either going to get a pot of money or we were going to get another Julie.
All right. Well, guess what? We got Julie Ertz. Oh my gosh. I know that there's a resounding applause going on everywhere right now to that information, because she's amazing. She's going to be something that we definitely need out there. Her veteran leadership and her ability to hopefully get some balls from the back to the front to the people that can score. We kind of need a little bit of that. And I'm just excited to see her on the field in an Angel City uniform. It's just kiss. So anyways, that was exciting. Alyssa Thompson, also, she got her first U.S. women's national team call-up by way, unfortunately, to a Mallory Swanson injury. I heard she had surgery and it went well. So obviously sending a lot of thoughts and prayers to her to recover. But in the meantime, we're going to see Alyssa Thompson a lot more. Again, she's young. I don't want to burn her out. But I love that for her, that she gets to have that experience. Going to be an amazing growth opportunity. And then last but not least, probably least on the list of things we have here, let's be honest. Interesting news. ACFC first assistant coach Melissa Phillips, who I think we signed in March or January, I don't know, this year. Was she already left?
Something you put on your resume, I don't think.
Yeah, that's one of those. I took some time for myself for a couple months, and that was it. But she did leave for a coaching job, a head coach job at Brighton and Hove Albion over in England, which huge opportunity for her. Amazing. I mean, obviously, I'm sure anyone would have taken it if they were given that opportunity, but always sad to see someone leave, especially before the season really gets underway. I hope that we have someone ready to step up and help, because Lord knows this ship needs a little bit more at the helm to kind of get it right. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but
I just want to know when we're just going to give it to Daniel Ball. Like, watching him once again on the sideline, this man needs to just be our assistant coach. It's fine. Just
all right. Well, we've made it 15 minutes into what we said would take us 5 minutes, Nina. So yeah. So I can imagine this game recap that's 15 minutes on your little schedule is going to take a little longer, but we can try to run through it. Do you want to get into the two games that we are going to be recapping?
Yeah, so this is a 2 for podcast episode, which makes it even harder for Amanda and I to try and keep to our timeline ideals.
It's
But
so
we're
hard,
going to
guys.
start with the game against Louisville. So this one, as we said before, is not the Fugazi Cup. This is regular season Louisville.
Yes, and coming into this matchup, we are 1-0-1 with Louisville, meaning we have won one, they have won one, and that is it. So this game was going to definitely possibly tilt it in one of our favors, but we'll obviously get into that and let you know how that played out. Do you want to start with what you love starting with?
Yeah, I'm just going to give you some of the basic names that you'll know from the lineup on
Yeah,
Louisville.
we don't need to go into positions and numbers or anything really. I mean, we can just say what they've got going on. So
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it up on the screen so you guys can follow along if you're on YouTube right now.
And
And
if not, you should be.
if not, you should be on YouTube because you can see this. But anyways, go for it. You can talk about this.
Yeah, so some of the players we're watching for on the Louisville team would be McDonald up on top along with Fisher, and then DeMello over there on the left midfield position. She's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and you see that Pickett DeMello McDonald combo a lot. So definitely keeping your eye there. And then, of course, Angel City. We lined up as we normally do, nothing too crazy. Vignola did get a start, so that was a little new and different. And Keijo got Keijo out there starting too. So really excited.
You have to let me know when you're moving on to the next slide,
Moving on to
so
the
I
next
can
slide.
so I can move them because you're just talking about nothing. That was the fastest lineup in history. I was not ready for that. But anyways, here is the Angel City lineup.
I'm doing it fast.
Yes, you are.
You know our ACFC lineup. Like I said, Vignola getting a start, that was something new. And I like seeing Keijo out there in that starting position. So very excited to have that happen. But you know,
do you want to get into it?
Let's get into this game.
All right. I'm going to pull this off here because we're going to get to the nitty gritty. We'll be back to those in a moment. But wow, this game did not start out the way that we hoped it would, did it?
No, neither one of these games worked out for us very well. We had a really bad start with a foul early on in the box by Vignola. This is not how you want to get going.
No, I mean, it was like at the minute and a half mark. I mean, she was going in to make a run and she just clipped her, and it was not a good foul. I mean, it wasn't even, I mean, everyone knew. You just saw the Angel City heads and they were just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So anyways,
so
who are we gonna see take it?
DeMello steps up to take it, and Didi lines up off center.
We were kind of confused by that a little bit. Like she was like a little to like the left, right?
Yeah, I like this idea, this tactic of I'm not going to line up in the middle. I'm going to tell you I'm taking this side of the goal. You're not getting it on this side. I don't know. There's something kind of like mind gamey about it.
It worked. She went to the other side, but she just, unfortunately, it was just too much for her. And well, we're losing 1-0 at this point. So just at the 2-minute and 30-second mark, score is 1-0, and you can just feel this is going to be a tall hill to climb for them. Let's go through a few of the things that happened in the meantime. There was a great chance in the 9th minute. McCaskill, she intercepted a bad pass right outside the box, but the shot seemed like it was a little bit rushed, goes over the bar. Hey, we'll take our shots. We'll take our chances.
Absolutely.
And then we also had a great chance in the 13th minute for Louisville when DeMello hits a shot off the left post. It had, there was a nice move that faked out Danny. It unfortunately left her wide open to shoot it with her left foot. And thankfully, it was just a little off target.
Oh, my goodness. Definitely had us holding our breath and clutching our clutchers.
Our wine,
clenching our fist,
our rosé,
clenching our wine. In the 15th minute, we saw McCaskill fight for a ball, and immediately she sends it down the pitch to Emsley, who has a great shot, but it also goes just wide. But I'm really liking the aggressiveness of Savannah in this game. I'm telling you, more and more, she's becoming one of my favorite players to watch.
We'll talk about her in a bit.
Ooh,
from the next game.
All right. And then in the 27th minute, Louisville is able to get a dangerous shot off after Gordon gets the ball taken from her by Davis.
All right. Well, in the 32nd minute, we're going to see a series of unfortunate passes that is going to lead to a goal by Davis. Now, Danny tries to get the ball to Clarice, but Howell is there and she intercepts it. She gets the ball to DeMello. She makes a great pass to Davis, who gets the ball off super quick. And all of a sudden, it is 2-0 as we're leading up into the half. And I'm telling you, it's just looking like that hill's getting higher and higher. Like, are we going to be able to dig ourselves out of this hole?
A true uphill battle. In the 44th minute, Nielsen gets a ball out to Emsley, who fires a shot way outside the box, but it hits the crossbar, narrowly missing that opportunity to go in. And I swear, I love me some Claire.
I love when she takes those shots way outside the box. I mean, for this split second, you're like, uh-oh, but then it does something, and it's like way closer than you ever think, especially this shot. You don't think it has a chance, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, I want to go in here, and
Remind me about this in the fluff later. I have to tell you what I did at SoFi.
Okay, I will do that. All right, so we're gonna get 5 minutes of stoppage at this point, and in the 45 plus 4 minute, she's got a poor clearance off of a cross that falls to the feet of DeMello, but thankfully her shot goes wide. And we said this a lot last year in their season, like, get the ball out. So many frustrating times, and that was just it wasn't cute. It was. In the final seconds before the half, Nielsen does have some great footwork inside the box to get a shot off, but unfortunately it goes just wide, and that is the whistle. And I'm so sorry, Nina. I watched back on Paramount, and there were no halftime stats for us to go over. I really tried, and I watched 15 whole minutes of halftime show waiting for it to come back, and it just never did. But what I want to say leading into this is, the Paramount Plus broadcast, I don't know if it was back in there, it was just the replay or if it was the whole game. But I noticed at half when they were doing their interview that what I was seeing and what they were saying was a couple seconds off. So I would see something, and then their lips of what they were saying was a couple seconds behind. And that proved to be painful to watch when the game started back up, because all of a sudden you see like a ball get close to the goal, and there's no reaction. And then like 3 seconds later, they're like, oh my God. And you're like, that was them reacting to the opportunity we just saw a few seconds earlier. So I don't know if that happened the whole game. I don't know if it was on the original broadcast or if it just happened in the playback. But yeah, it was super frustrating. I watched back the CBS highlights that they had, and they were fine. So
weird.
Paramount Plus, I don't know what was happening there. But anyways, I tried, Nina. That's all I'm saying.
No changes for Angel City at the half, but we do come out looking a little bit more composed, definitely creating some chances. And then in the 57th minute, we see Hammond, Riley, and Thompson come on. Le'Veon, Vignola, and Emsley come off. And the crowd always happy to see this Alyssa. Alyssa.
Oh, yeah. And boy, would she make an impact. In the 67th minute, Thompson hustles for a ball. It's on the end line, and she's able to sneak her foot around and keep it in bounds. And as she kind of runs back in bounds, she gets fouled. So we're going to get a free kick right there along the end line on the left side of the post. And who else but McCaskill to take this? And so happy she did. She's able to find some part, I'm not sure, I still can't tell, some part of Katie Johnson at the near post, and it's going to find its way into the back of the net. And all of a sudden, we have just cut the lead in half. It is 2-1. And again, if you watch the replay back, it was so fast. You can't really tell what it deflected off of, but doesn't matter. It's a goal. And all right, maybe we're back in this game.
Woo. Yeah, we don't have to give up hope yet. In the 70th minute, McCaskill, being defended closely by DeMello, is somehow able to get a ball off to Danny in the box for a header, but it's an incredible save by Lund. And then in the 87th minute, as time is ticking down, we see some great passing by Angel City. Alyssa Thompson gets a ball into the box, and it is initially headed by Louisville, but it finds the feet of McCaskill, who gets off this incredible shot, not even looking or facing the goal. It is perfection, beautiful, and we are tied 2-2.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. It was so good. I mean, her back was like to the goal as she whipped around, and I mean, just with authority, slams it into the back of the net. It was amazing, and I just love how Alyssa Thompson was a key component to both these goals. So take note, everybody. All right, we're going to get 5 minutes of stoppage time, but nothing really happens. So not too worried about that. We're going to let's see here. I'm going to pull this up for you guys.
Ooh,
I hope it's
stats,
the right
stats, stats,
one.
stats,
We're
stats,
just,
stats,
here we go.
stats. Everybody.
All right, I've got our halftime or our full-time stats up, and well, we had 25 to their 13 shots, 6 on target to their 2, 61% possession, 39 to theirs. If you're watching YouTube, you can see the rest of us yourself. Any thoughts on any of this, Nina?
I mean, 25 shots is pretty impressive. And it didn't necessarily feel like that to me in the game. And that's because you only had those 6 on target. So what I feel like we need to work on is a little bit more accuracy in that. And then you see the foul line, 17 Louisville fouls and 2 yellow cards to our 9.
It's
Like,
unfortunate
holy
that they got the
cow.
one really important foul, which was in the box.
Right?
Right?
Oh,
So, yeah, but I mean, we clearly did dominate this game. And for us to just get a 2-2 draw, I don't know that I'm happy with that. I think you're right. I think we do need just to get a little more accuracy in that finishing. And, this game would have been in the bag. We had some great opportunities. I think the goals, the one unfortunate one, for the PK that was taken, that stinks. And then, the rest of them just on the counter. So, but either way, it's not a loss. So I'm okay with
we'll
that.
take it. Yeah. I
But
mean, I'll take
I do
it.
think we could have won this game, but I do give kudos to these girls for clawing back from a 2-0 deficit.
Mhm.
I mean, come
For
on.
sure.
That's pretty impressive because
100%.
that's hard to do. But yeah, so this is what it looks like.
And then we're going right
I
back into then we're going straight into Challenge Cup. Like the
yes.
Fugazi Cup has to come in and interrupt everything. And we told you this was a 2 for podcast. We're going to get that one going right now. So we started. Oh, I have to deep breath this one. This Challenge Cup, man, I don't like the Challenge Cup in general. The only good thing about this to me was Julie Ertz was there live and in person. We saw her. But in our record against OL Reign, who we played for this Challenge Cup, we haven't beaten them. We've played them 4 times. And we've been beaten 4 times. So
Yes, they have dominated our matchups, unfortunately. And well, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's just get into this. I will pull up. Do you have anything
yeah,
to say
some
about the lineup for OL Reign?
some names that we're obviously looking at when we look at OL Reign, King and Let's Go, really good up there up top, along with Bennett. And then in the back, of course, Emily Sonnet. Great to see her out there. And Quinn. Quinn is always devious on the ball, somebody to definitely keep your eye on. And then, of course, you got to look over to that sub list. And this sub list gives me chills. You had Hoytema, Fishlock, and Rapino all as subs listed. Like, whew, that team. But what's more interesting to me is Angel City's starting lineup. We did something different.
Yeah,
Angel
we
City
did.
decided to switch it up and give Dee Dee a break. And this is Challenge Cup at its finest, digging into that depth. And so Brittany Eisenhower getting that start for the team. We had, for the most part, everything else relatively simple. Vignola switching sides, then bringing Spencer on for defense. We saw Hammond in that defensive mid position that she's become really good at. And, Alyssa Thompson starting up top. Gotta love it.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, I like the lineup. I like being able to see some new people out there. I'm happy to see Spencer out there. I know we had some questions earlier in the week about where she was, and
Yeah.
Nina,
Good to
Nina
see
gave,
her.
Nina gave out some false information, but that's okay.
Yeah.
She works very hard during the week, so we'll give her a pass. So Spencer is doing just fine, and she was fun to watch in this matchup. So let's get into it, and let's just, like I said, let's rip the Band-Aid off. This one won't take very long because honestly there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. Yeah, my last comment about this match is something that pretty much explains exactly how I felt about it. But I'll let you
Okay.
start it off, Nina. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Spencer coming in, and right away in the 4th minute, she had a great shot. And we seemed to be very aggressive early on, managing 4 shots on target in the first half, but nothing really fell our way. It was honestly kind of boring. And I kind of felt like I don't know if it was like the lack of fans, the midweek game, the Challenge Cup. It just didn't have the same energy. And I don't know if it's because we're saving everything for Sunday, but I think that had a lot to do with it.
I
When
mean,
you've got a
I
big
hope
rivalry
so.
game.
I hope so. I mean, that game
Yeah.
again to me is still super important. So, anyways, but yes,
Yeah.
no, you're right. I mean, I did like our aggressiveness coming out. Like I said, we looked up and it was like, wow, we have 4 shots on target. I mean, good for them because I don't think at that point, OL Reign had any. They weren't creating any chances. We were really trying our best to come out and say, you're not going to beat us 5 times now. So
Mhm.
at 43 plus 5, we're going to see actually Fishlock come in for Quinn, and that's going to prove to be pretty important down the road. But here's the thing. This has nothing to do with the game per se. It just has my little beef about the fact that all the other Challenge Cup games were on Paramount Plus. Ours was on CBS Sports. So what that means is I could not go back and rewatch it on CBS Sports. There's no way to do it. I'm sure you can through, I think if you navigate through other streaming services and you know how they're all interconnected,
Mm.
maybe. But believe
Yeah.
me, I spent 5-10 minutes on it. I was like, this is ridiculous. I can go right to Paramount Plus and watch any of the other games that happened yesterday, but I cannot rewatch this one. So I had to do all my note taking and my brain based on what I kind of remember and what the highlights kind of pointed out. So no halftime stats either, because again, I couldn't go back and watch it. So I apologize for that. But what I can tell you is that we did come out of the half with some subs. We saw Nabet, Johnson, and Reed come in, and we're going to see Weatherholt, Emsley, and Nielsen come off. But this is the big one. We're going to see Rapinoe, Hoytema, and Barnes come on for OL Reign. And like I said, their subs are going to be very important. So now we've got those two and Fishlock in this game. And, well, it's not going to take that long for them to make an impact. But in the 63rd minute, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in my sub list. My bad. We're also going to see another sub before anything really significant happens. We're going to see Riley in for McCaskill. Riley and McCaskill are going to come on for Vignola and Thompson. I can't read my own notes, Nina. Sorry, I'm pulling you.
Welcome to my life.
I know.
And I just want to say, though, right before this, I had told McCaskill that I love her.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I know that you said you really like her, and I think it goes beyond like, because as we were standing there, right along the goal line there, you yelled at her, "I love you, Savannah," and well, she heard you.
She knows. She knows. We have a special relationship.
Nina.
But
Anyways,
I mean, we've said it before. There's not really anything great about this game. In the 64th minute, all of a sudden things started to wake up a little bit. McCaskill passes a ball back to Eisenhower to kind of reset everyone. Unfortunately, Eisenhower seems to just get a little bit tripped up, and she hits the ball where it trickles to the feet of Hoytema right at the top of the box. And it's an easy ball for her to tap in. And, Brittany does everything she can to try and get a hand on it, but she ends up tripping, and there's this huge divot in the grass. And you really just feel bad for her. All of her teammates ran up to her to try and console her. And it's just not the way you want to go down. But unfortunately, we are down 1-0 in the 64th minute.
Yeah, it was a little hard to watch back because it was just one of these where she kind of goes to kick the ball, and it kind of, if I were to kick the ball, this is what it would look like, basically. Because I'm not good at it. And it was just like this. I mean, it went literally just a couple feet to our left, just enough for Hoytema to get on that ball quickly and efficiently and get it in. And you just feel for her. I know she wants that back. I know she does. It's no indication at all of the kind of goalkeeper she has. She's always been so good for us in goal. And, she was, great up until this point as well. So you just feel for her, and just seeing her players come up and just tell her, like, it's okay. Like, don't let this get to you. Like, it was an accident. Like, we got this. Like, we're going to rally around and try to get this back for you. So in the 73rd minute, Riley's going to get a great cross into the box, and Camberos is able to get a head on it, but it's saved by Dickey. And I really loved this run because you see the defender standing there, not expecting anyone to be there because of how the ball was going in, but out of nowhere, she comes in like a Mack truck with her head. And I mean, she really almost caught her sleeping. And if if the keeper wouldn't have been as good as she was, she may have missed it. So, a great opportunity, unfortunately, just fell short like some of the others in this game.
Yeah, speaking of falling short in the 77th minute, just more unfortunate bad luck for Angel City. Rapino crosses it in off a corner kick, and Fishlock gets to a foot on it to redirect it. And Le'Bion is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that ball deflects off her back and into the goal. Nothing Eisenhower could do. Without the deflection, the ball was going wide left of the post. Just
Yeah, another
poops.
one. Another
Just
one.
poops.
Another unfortunate incident that is not any way, shape, or form indicative of the way that this team can play. This was just pinball at its finest in the box. I hope you guys are on YouTube right now with Nina's ticker, because that's exactly what it was. Big piece of poo is what it was. I just felt bad for Le'Bion because she was just standing there and the ball just deflected. It was just, it's frustrating is what it was. It was 100% frustrating. And, well, let me just get through the rest of this. In the 85th minute, we're going to see Pluck come on for Le'Bion. And if I'm not mistaken, I think, is this the first time we've seen her on the pitch?
I'm pretty sure this is a first for Mackenzie.
I have not seen her name in other lineups. I did go back to look, and we did get to see her, but I mean, it was only going to be for like 5 minutes, so I can't tell you anything because I could not watch the game back. I can't tell you exactly, what I thought about it, but hey, this is what these Challenge Cup's good for, getting some minutes on these legs for these girls that don't get a consistent opportunity a lot of the time.
And apparently winning $1 million.
And to win $1 million, yes. There were a couple good chances, but luck was not on our side. And unfortunately, this game ends 2-0 for the OL Reign, and they are now 5-0 against us all time. Let me just say a saying: sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that was certainly the case today. We weren't necessarily bad. We just didn't have luck on our side like they did. And let's just go over real quick what our statistics look like here for the end of the game. Like we said, scoreline 2-0.
So 14 shots, 7 on target.
Wait, did I look at the wrong one?
So it's on the screen is right.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's 14 shots. My notes are all messed up. I'm glad yours is right.
14 shots, 7 on target for us. That's the kind of percentages I want to see. OL Reign, 9 shots. Like a 3 on target.
And possession just is 2 of them that made it in the back of the net. Again, they were just not because they're just a better team than we are. They just got luckier than we did, I think, to be honest. I mean, are there things we could do better? Are there things that we could have done? I mean, yeah, we could have scored. Absolutely.
Would have helped, or not scored on ourselves.
I mean, that was just a completely it wasn't even, she wasn't even making a play on the ball. She was literally standing there and she kicked it into her and it just ricocheted off her back. It was, it's just sucked. I hated that for her, but
all the sucking.
Anyways, I mean, we dominated possession. Our pass accuracy was better. Wait, hold on. I'm still looking at the wrong one. They dominated possession. I stand corrected.
Just barely.
My notes are stupid. But yeah, we did have more shots on target. We did have more shots. We were definitely trying. So I appreciate that. It just sucks to lose to them again. And for you guys wondering what is kind of going on with the Challenge Cup, this next slide kind of has a breakdown of the standings and how they work. Now, this is kind of like we've mentioned before, this is kind of like World Cup format. You have your 3 groups with your 4 teams. They're all going to play each other. And then is it the top that advances?
The top one for each group is going to advance.
And then there's like a wild card.
There's the one wild card. So whoever also has the most points. And these groups, as a reminder, are all based on geographical location. So that's how you're getting these. You're supposed to be playing teams that are closer to you.
It's like East, West, and Mid.
Yes.
100%. So,
and unfortunately, we are down there at the bottom of Group B, but anything can happen.
It sucks because we have a hard group. We have OL Reign, San Diego Wave, and Portland Thorns in our group. So to make it out of that group is almost a guarantee, final game that you're going to be playing in, because those are tough teams.
Right.
So, I mean,
it's like,
again, good
perpetual group of death.
Good practice. The only thing the Challenge Cup really, I think, offers is the fact to play these teams and to just keep getting better and better at playing them. But unfortunately, like I said, we would be down 5-0 in the grand scheme of things when it comes to playing OL Reign. Now, let's move in real quick to the overall standings for the NWSL. You
Yeah,
want to talk
I mean,
about
I
that
don't
for a
think
minute?
it's ever too early to start looking at this. We know things can change very quickly here,
Absolutely.
but we are 3 matches into the season, so it's time to start thinking about where we're at on the table and who's upcoming and who we're playing next. And right now, unfortunately, we've got 3 games in and we're 1-1-1.
I feel like we're exactly where we were last year when the season ended at
Yes.
7.
We are right
So
there, right outside of that playoff spot.
certainly not the worst place to be, but I really think, I mean, we should have gotten points against Racing Louisville. We should have at least pulled 3 from them instead of just 1. So, yeah, I don't
It's
know. This
still
is what it
early.
looks like, though. For those of you who are in the car and not able to see this on YouTube, we've got Portland Thorns, Washington Spirit, San Diego Wave kind of sitting at the top, OL Reign, Gotham City, FC, and I say Gotham City.
Yep,
That's
you're
where
just giving people new names.
I love Batman. Gotham, Houston, Angel City. Then we've got Chicago, Louisville, North Carolina, KC Current, and Orlando rounding out the bottom of the list. So
Poor Orlando, never able to get off that bottom spot. I
I
want to
know.
point out though, Chicago with 7 goals for, like, whew, that is up there as the number 2 goals for. Portland Thorns coming in with 9 so far. These are going to be teams that are going to be high scoring when we see them. So we got to keep an eye on that.
I mean, the fact that OL Reign is in 4th place and they have 3 goals, what's happening there?
Yeah, seriously.
Anyways, so this is what it looks like. This is where we're at. Hopefully things change. Number 7 is not proving to be so lucky. I would like to vacate that position as soon as possible.
Yes, please. You know
All
who
right.
could help us vacate it?
Who?
This upcoming Sunday match.
Heck yeah, you know what's up. So, I mean, if you're living under a rock, and you don't know what Sunday, April 23rd is, it is our upcoming match at home at BMO Stadium against the San Diego Wave. That match is going to be at 5 o'clock. We will be out there all day tailgating like normal. We will have our sparkly pink sangria. So please, please, please come by. If you've had it before, please come back. If you haven't, please
Join
stop
us.
by. We would love to share that with you. Now, our record against the Wave is currently 1-2. So we've won, we've drawn, and then they've beat us twice. So we definitely have some revenge to kind of seek out.
Yeah. But tell me, Panda, this Sunday, who is your player to watch?
You know, for me, it's going to be Katie Johnson. Not just because she's been so dynamic for me, and I've just loved watching her play, but because she's a former San Diego Wave player, and I'm just going to be curious to see how she plays against her former team. You know, you never know if that's advantageous or disadvantageous. They know you, you know them. How's it going to work? So I'm just going to be real excited to see how she plays against her former team.
Ooh, I like that. I'll be watching Hammond. I think that she's really coming into her own, and I think there could be a really good opportunity for her to have some synergy with Julie Ertz once she comes in. So I'll be watching myself some Hammond in the back or middle back.
Love it. Wherever she ends up, we're going to watch them. We'll watch everyone. Super exciting. Hope to see you guys all out at that tailgate. It's going to be lit. I cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do you have any exciting things to say from any of the press conferences or anything? Any inspiring words of wisdom that you would like to give us?
I do have some inspiring words of wisdom, and I'm going to finish this with, the quote as we always do. This one comes to us from our coach, Freya, and she says, "I know this game," talking about Sunday, "means a lot to the fans and the community. So this place is going to be absolutely rocking on Sunday." Let's go, Freya. Let's go, Freya.
Yes, yes, yes. You know it's going to be lit. I mean, those games always are fun. I mean, even games in the middle of the week for the Challenge Cup. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a sold out crowd by any means, but still such a fun time. So you can imagine what this matchup is going to be like. We hope to see you all out there. Please come say hi to us if you see us at the tailgate or see us meandering around. We love to run around and walk and just see everybody. And yeah, that's it. We burned through these 2 games. We got through it. It wasn't as painful, hopefully, as you all thought it was going to be, but we hope we were able to like shed some light on this, especially if you were not able to watch the Challenge Cup game because USA Mexico were playing, and I know a lot of people were tuned into that game. And since you can't go back and watch the game on CBS, I'm sure a lot of people missed it. So again, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. We highlighted the errors that were made that resulted in the goals. And we're just going to be goldfish and move on from that because, well, it's the Fugazi Cup and we don't care.
Accurate.
Oh.
All right. Join us next time. Make sure you stick around. Bye.
Bye.
And here's our fluff. Okay.
What do you want to tell me about SoFi?
When we went to my work took us for a tour of SoFi. We're doing market research tours. And so we were going around and we're just checking out other places in the community that have marketing operations, things like that, where they're inviting tourists and things like that. And so we got to do a tour of SoFi. And as part of our tour, we got to try to kick a field goal.
Oh God, Nina.
So I did. It's just 10 yards out. It's not far. My kick was decent. Like it was going in. I just lacked the power. I have never realized, like, I don't know, like it seems I kick soccer balls. Like I can't, it's different.
It's different. You got humbled today, Nina. You got humbled.
I got humbled.
Humbled.
Only one person in our group met it. I'd also like to point out for anyone watching us on YouTube that this has become Panda After Dark. Do you not have a light bulb anymore?
Well, the light was off earlier. Hold on, let me just see if this changes it for future pods.
I think we should maybe pay your electricity bill. Oh my goodness. She's got light.
I wasn't going to get up in the middle of the pod and just like, I like watching the sunset during the pod. It's hilarious, actually. I'm like, it's getting darker. It's getting darker. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to turn into like Voldemort here in a minute and lose my nose. I don't know.
You were very close to Voldemorting.
Anyways, well, wish me luck tomorrow. I have to go in for my repeat mammogram. I know. I'm not looking forward to that. Sorry if that's TMI, anybody out there. But
TMI, this is important stuff that we should talk about as women.
Yeah, you got to get your screenings done. We got to take care of our bodies. We got to know what's going on with them so that we can, let them live on for as long as they should. So I will be doing that in the morning.
Then
yes,
I will be going to work. It's Friday tomorrow.
TGIF tomorrow. Hopefully you guys are listening to this pumped up for the weekend. Like we said, we'll see you on Sunday. I need to go pop this blister on my foot from walking 6 miles.
Okay, no, that's TMI.
I knew I was going to get a reaction from you from that.
That's so, why do people need to know that?
Yeah, I mean, it hurts pretty bad, but I mean, I did walk a lot those last 3 days and it finally got to me. So
oh my God. Okay, go do gross things. I'll talk to you later. Turn this off.
You ready? I'm getting rid of this. Bye.
Bye.